Wow. If you landed here, you landed right into Let's Talk News tonight. And holy moly, have a show for you. Um, I had to spell it wrong so that the algorithms didn't destroy um did not send things out. So it's murder, mayhem, and Epstein. Holy crap, so much is going on. But before we get started, I want to say hello to everybody. Oh, Kevin from the other side of the world is here. Hi, Kevin. Oh, good. I'm glad you like that prologue. I worked on it for a little while. And hopefully the show will be as exciting as the prologue. So thank you for joining us as always. Hello, Francine. How are you? Good to have you. Hello, Angela Ricca. Good to have you. Hi, Karen. Thanks for becoming one of our regulars. This is great. So much going on tonight, and I will confess that I have been just a tad busy today, and so some things will be clipped correctly. Others I'm going to have to share the screen. And the great thing about share screen is if you guys want to see something, you could just ask me and I can go find it and pull it up. So that's great. Hi, Maisie. How are you? Good to have you with us. So today has been chock full. I mean, chock full of things going on. Hello, Debbie Lebedo. Good to have you. We passed a budget. No thanks to the Democrats, right? I mean, that was still razor thin and ridiculous. And, I don't get what they're doing. Well, I do get it, right? They're causing chaos so that they think that somehow or another the chaos bodes well for them. And maybe it does, right? Maybe it does, because based on what we've seen, right, they shut down the government, and as Trump's economy was taking off, they shut it down, supposedly for Obamacare to subsidize the insurance companies. And of course, that stops the economy from taking off. And we go into the November elections, and Jersey we knew, New York City we knew, but Louisiana, losing that seat in Louisiana wasn't great. And then of course we have the Minnesota riots that they encourage, and then what happens? 2 open seats in Minnesota, which, yes, we're going Democrat. Do go Democrat, but then we lose that Texas seat. Again, state house, not Congress, but important nonetheless, because it shows momentum, and we never want to see that. And now we have, just around the corner, I think I said February 5th incorrectly last show. That would be this week. I believe that it's Tuesday. Tuesday starts the voting for the Georgia congressional seat, and that's a big one. So yeah, thankfully we avoided the government shutdown. Trump pulled back the troops, or ICE, from Minnesota and any blue state, and hopefully we'll be back on track, because he's making some deals. The only thing that was a little worrisome today was Iran. They shot a drone at us and we shot it down. Good evening, Kevin Young. How are you? Hello, Colleen. Good to have you. And how are you, Andrew Dorman? Yeah, I'm not loving the situation with Iran, but I do love that the president of Colombia was in today. I know that I had said that we were going to work out a deal, and some of the Democrats said that would never happen, but it seems to be working. And we have that trade deal with India. That's pretty important and good. So that's good. But where should we start today? I want to start with, all right, the House passes the bill. So I'm going to do some screen sharing. Oh, no, that is incorrect. That's not what I want to do. I want to do this. Okay, share screen. I want this. Okay, and yeah. We're going to share this.
All right, my friend. Thank you. Coming in new this afternoon, the U.S. House narrowly passing a funding bill, voting 217 to 214. All that is left at this point is for President Trump to sign it, and the partial government shutdown will come to an end today.
Okay, so where'd that go? So, the interesting thing was it was narrow. So why was it narrow? The Democrats said, remove the ICE funding bill from the package, and they did. So where was Hakeem Jeffries? Why didn't he keep his word? How come they voted against the funding bill? And who was the Republican? Oh, by the way, that voted against it was Massey. Again, I just can't with this guy. I just can't. So then when it came time to sign the bill, which Trump had to do, this happens. This is kind of crazy stuff. Let's see here.
At Kia of Myrtle
That's
Beach.
not what I wanted to do. Oh no.
Adventure starts
that's
here.
The only problem.
The all-new 2026.
A lot of women who are survivors of Epstein's are unhappy with those redactions that came out. Some of them, entire witness interviews are totally blacked out. Do you think that they should be more transparent?
They thought they released too much. I heard that, and you tell me something else. No, I think it's really time for the country to get onto something else. Really, now that nothing came out about me, other than it was a conspiracy against me, literally by Epstein and other people. But I think it's time now for the country to maybe get onto something else.
But what would you say to people who feel like they haven't gotten justice, Mr. President?
Something that people care about. Yeah, what did you say? Go
ahead.
CNN.
What would you say to the survivors who feel like they haven't gotten justice?
You are the worst reporter. No wonder CNN has no ratings because of people like you. She's a young woman. I don't think I've ever seen you smile. I've known you for 10 years. I don't think I've ever seen a smile.
Well, I'm asking you about survivors of Jeffrey Epstein.
You know why you're not smiling? Because you're not telling the truth. And you're a very dishonest organization.
Okay, so that was what happened today as the president signed the bill to continue funding the government. And so yesterday, it came out that there was another reporter working with Epstein, trying to stop Trump from getting elected. But, and there was tons of stuff. As a matter of fact, a member of parliament had to resign today. One of the guys, I think it was the economic head of the economic committee who made the deal with Trump on the tariffs. I think he had to resign because of what came out in the Epstein files. Of course, we have Bill and Hillary Clinton, who we're going to get to in a little while. We have Bill Gates. I mean, crazy crap coming out about Bill Gates. And this all they want to talk about is Trump. And, Caitlin asked him, what do you say to the women that don't feel like they've gotten justice? Well, the justice comes when you can sue civilly these people who are being named in these files. What's justice, Caitlin? Is justice seeing Trump's name there, which isn't, and we know it's not. What is justice? These women can't have justice. A lot of them didn't want their names uncovered. A lot of them, because they felt that they had indiscretions as young women and they don't want their lives to blow up. The ones that did want their names uncovered and wanted to pursue it, many of them have said that Trump was helpful to them. So now we have a new tranche of awfuls who are trying to somehow or another pin this whole Epstein thing on Donald Trump, even though the women who were before the files were even a thing, Trump was helping them. They were helping. He was helping them in court. So, CNN never wants to talk about that, but somehow they want Trump to make everything okay. I thought ICE was already funded until 2028 through something else passed previously. Yes, but Trump wanted more money for them because they needed more agents, they needed more training, they needed more equipment, and they he wanted more money so that they can get all of these criminal migrants out. Now he's finally listened to us here at Let's Talk News when we called our senators and Congress people, and he's pulling out of the blue states, and he's only going to have ICE in states that are cooperating. So those states will be nice and safe, especially after seeing the numbers in Washington, D.C. Those states will be safe, and the blue states will continue to spiral out of control crime. And maybe, people will open their eyes and say, hey, the Republicans know what they're doing. He's when he goes after reporters, it's amazing. But that's all of the news stations are, that's what they want to talk about. How he went after Caitlyn. Oh, please. Yes, we all love him. He doesn't hold any punches. So sick of the Epstein shit. If there was something about Trump in there, it would have been exposed already. Yeah, well, the thing is, I have this feeling that somebody planted some stuff in there, and some Democrats know that, and they want that to come out. That's what I have a feeling. But if they're not authentic files, they're not coming out. I'm glad he's suing Trevor Noah. Is he really? I didn't think he was, but maybe he will. I don't love lawsuits. I really don't. Like that. I just think again, if he would give less access, it would be better. Give less access to the press. He can just not call on them. He can also be more silent and stay on point. He could have talked about how the Democrats didn't vote for this bill after they promised they would, after he gave them what they wanted and they still didn't, which is why you can't negotiate with people like that, because they keep moving the line. Anyone ever going to jail? That's all I want at this point. Right or wrong, I want somebody like Clinton in prison. I want accountability. Maisie, I don't know if, I'm not sure what the statute of limitations is. Now the Clintons are coming in to testify, so let's see. Colleen Mahoney, Me Too, that's defamation of character. Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, public figures can't be defamed. That's the whole thing. That's part of the law. If you're a celebrity, people can make fun of you. And I mean, it was a joke. I don't know if I like stuff like that, but that's me. And they're not prosecuting anyone with major evidence anyway. Well, here's the thing. Okay, the other day, what was the hearing about? Oh, it was the FBI hearing, the Comey hearing. And, what kept on coming out was they kept focusing on Trump. And Comey kept on insisting that January 6th, that Trump was a criminal. And the Democrats continued to say that he was treasonous and that what he did when he pardoned the J6ers was a bad idea. I have to tell you something. There was a point there. One guy says, I can't believe that we'd rather sit here. Donald Trump would rather sit here getting his name dragged through the mud on J6 all over again, rather than speak about the Epstein files. And I have a feeling I kind of agree with him, because really these hearings, no good can come of it. So what's Bill Clinton going to do? Is he going to say, yeah, I hung out with Donald Trump at Epstein Island? He could, he could do that. I mean, he doesn't have to tell the truth just because he's under oath. Nefarious people, I've never known the Clintons to be necessarily honest. So, this could backfire, and they're not prosecuting it. Oh, okay. We read that already. They listen to you. They listen to all of us. We worked hard. We made phone calls. I made phone calls. I know Colleen did. I know some of you did. Maybe Maisie traps Bill Gates too. I mean, yeah, some of that stuff is really, really unbelievable. No one is going to jail. It's just exposure. Yeah. I mean, what are you going to prosecute them on? Because remember, minors, in most states, you can have sex with someone who's 16 years old or 15 years old. I think 16 is the most accepted. Some are 14. Some don't have any in California. Some are 12. So I think Florida is 17 or 16. So it's not even considered statutory rape. It's only now. Remember, I was married at 17. And I was married, I was together at 16 and we had a baby at 17. That wasn't considered it wasn't considered statutory rape. It's only now that 17-year-olds are like 10-year-olds. Trump was pissed because he was never at the island. Yes, I know why he was pissed. But what I'm saying is that, so now you sue and now you have a court and now we got to go through all the hearings and all the files. And maybe, the judge throws out his lawsuit because all the files aren't released. You know what I mean? Jay-Z shouldn't have any immunity. Put him in jail. Again, what is he going to jail for? There's more to this story. We will never know. I agree with you, Kevin. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, I'm hearing that Epstein had serious connections to a lot of people in foreign countries, high-powered people. What do you make of the NBC reporter's mom? Let me tell you something. They're handling this wrong. I think that sheriff is like Barney Fife. I don't like how they've handled this whole thing. Why would you come on Monday when you already suspect foul play and act like you need information from the public? If you knew you expected foul play, then you play it close to the vest so that you can go through the cameras and all this other stuff. They knew already by Monday that they suspected foul play. So why open everything up so that you look like a boob? I think he looks like a boob. I think that he's loving his 15 minutes of fame. And I think this poor woman, I think that scammers got her. That's what I think. I think scammers got her. I think that she thought she was helping somebody and that they came and they grabbed her and they made her, go to the ATM or something. I don't know. I don't like the whole of it. It doesn't feel right. I made phone calls and tweeted Trump on Truth Social and X. Every little bit helps. It does. It did. Yes, a dirty old men's club. Indeed. As far as Epstein, it's the victims who have to do something. They're the ones to move on this. They are. They're the ones who have to file a class action lawsuit against all the people that did harm to them. You know what I mean? But again, they have to prove that it was illegal. I miss the NBC mom thing. Savannah, somebody or another's mom, 84, went missing on Sunday morning, Saturday night. Here's the story as I understand it. 84-year-old mom went out to dinner with her family. They dropped her off at her house in Arizona. She lives in a very well-to-do neighborhood, $1 million home, but she's not necessarily well-to-do. Savannah got free. Thank you, Angela. God bless Angela. And Sunday, she didn't show up at church. So the church people called the family, and the family went to go try and see what was going on, and they couldn't find her anywhere. And so they called the police. This is Tucson, Arizona. And supposedly the police found blood outside the door or inside the door or whatever. They can't seem to get her camera information. The last update syncing between her pacemaker and her phone and her Apple Watch was at 1 o'clock in the morning. So she had to be there at 1 o'clock in the morning for that all to happen. And, the neighbor said she saw somebody in an SUV sitting out there for 40 minutes. I don't know which day, but the sheriff went on TV on Monday morning, early Monday, for them, it was really early. It was like 9 o'clock our time. And, basically told everybody, if you know anything, they're not offering a reward. They set up a tip line, but they're like, shaming people into giving information, but they already suspect foul play. They don't think that she's alive. And he's made every morning show. He's done every circuit on the morning shows. So I don't know. Something ain't right there. Just something ain't right. I don't like it. He's like Barney Fife. His head is swollen, and they need some New York City cops there and detectives. They need my son-in-law there. Praying for her, but not hopeful. I can't see that she's alive because there's no ransom note, and she's not rich. So I don't know. And I don't think that there's a market for 84-year-old women. I just don't know. I don't know why the dogs aren't out. You know what I mean? I don't get it. I don't get it. I read the daughter's husband somehow worked for or with Clinton's and he was going public. The daughter's husband. Oh, you're talking like this was the Clintons? Blackmail? Listen, I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, the Clintons have had plenty of scandal, right? Whitewater, and how many people died on their watch? Who was the guy? Angela will know. Who was the guy that they found dead on the park bench? When Bill was president. Who was attached to Hillary Whitewater deal, the lawyer. I can't remember his name. I want to say Rose, but I don't know. All right. Well, speaking of the Clintons, they're coming in to talk. Again, I don't know if it's a great idea.
Former US President Bill Clinton and former US Secretary of State Hillary Clinton have agreed to testify in a House investigation into convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The Clintons were facing a vote which could have led to potential criminal charges for refusing to testify in Congress. Chair of the House Oversight Committee, Representative James Comer, has continued to press for criminal contempt of Congress charges. Attorneys for the Clintons have said the pair would accept Comer's demands and will appear for depositions at a future date if Comer agreed not to move forward with contempt proceedings. Comer said an agreement had not yet been finalised and that he was not immediately dropping the charges. The charges would carry the threat of a substantial fine and even incarceration if passed by the House and successfully prosecuted by the Justice Department. As Comer and the Clintons negotiated over the terms of the depositions, the House Rules Committee postponed advancing the contempt of Congress resolution.
So, you know what they always say, don't put anybody on the stand if you don't know what they're going to say. And yeah, I don't know if they know what they're going to say. Another Clinton body bag. Yeah. She was doing interviews. I don't know. I just read that. Yeah, anything is possible. I feel like we're living in an upside down fucking world right now. So I went from being, and Colleen will tell you, and so will Angela, they know me long enough to know that I used to say, get out, that's a conspiracy theory. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I went from saying that there was a plausible explanation for everything to go, and everything is a conspiracy. Because I have seen too much and I cannot believe what I've seen. It's just too much. Could it be a publicity stunt? You never know. Oh, that would would backfire. You don't use your 84-year-old mother for a publicity stunt. I don't know. I have a meme with all the names of the dead. Yeah, there were a lot of dead people under the Clinton. When Hillary Clinton says, I see dead people, she means it. Their sudden change of heart makes me nervous. It should. They are not Comer is not the FBI. They, as long as they're Democrats there's going to be, you can't control that room. Why would you want it? I don't get it. But that's because, the MAGA base, everybody's got to go to jail. No, leave the guy alone and let him use his 4 years to fix the fucking country. Why are we going backwards? I can't. COVID was the biggest conspiracy theory in history and all came true. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Okay, and this one. Jill Biden's ex-husband kills his wife. The man she was with before she was with Joe. And there have been theories about Jill and Joe having gotten together before his wife passed on. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying. Yeah, watch.
Former First Lady Jill Biden's first husband, now charged with murdering his wife in Delaware. Prosecutors say 77-year-old William Stevenson killed his wife, Linda, in a domestic dispute late last month. Stevenson was married to Jill from 1970 to 1975, just before she married former President Joe Biden in 1977. ABC News' Ike Iache joins us now for more. Ike, what do we know about Stevenson's arrest, about his wife's death?
Yeah, that's right, Mola. 77-year-old William Stevenson, the first husband of former First Lady Jill Biden, is now officially charged first-degree murder in the death of his wife, 64-year-old Linda Stevenson, from their Delaware home. Now, according to local police over there in Delaware, they told us that on December 28th, shortly after 11 p.m., officers were called to their Delaware home for reports of a domestic dispute. Once on scene, officers found Linda Stevenson unresponsive on their living room floor. Life-saving measures were given, but they weren't successful. As of now, the cause and the manner of death, that hasn't been released yet. We're still trying to figure that out. We do know that an autopsy is scheduled to be performed, but we also know that William Stevenson, he still remains in jail. We're being told that he wasn't able to post that $500,000 bond after his arrest on Monday. And a little more about Linda before we go. Her obituary says that she owned a bookkeeping business and that she was described as a family-oriented mother and grandmother, and of course a Philadelphia Eagles fan. Mola, no report of her husband inside that obituary. Mola.
Ike Iache, thanks.
No report of the husband inside the obituary. He was indicted of murdering her. I mean, what? Oh, I can't even believe they said that. I can't even believe that was newsworthy. I'm sorry. Bob, if Bob ever, kills me, and he'd have every right to, just do me a favor. Don't mention him in my obituary. Get the hell out of here. What has happened to the news? What has happened to the news? What has happened to the news? Anyway, it's kind of interesting, huh? Yeah. Colleen has something to say here. It's like the files didn't get Trump, so they need to do verbal damage. Let's talk about that for a minute. Yeah, because what happens if Bill and Hillary just lay it all at Trump's feet somehow? Lie through their teeth, lay it all at Trump's feet. The news media will run with whatever they say. It will be echoed all over the world. It will be God, Trump, God, Trump, God, Trump. Then they'll say that he washed the files, the Epstein files, and then that'll happen just in time for the midterm elections. What do you think? What do you think? I think the whole thing is stupid. Stupid. And Marjorie Taylor Greene and everybody that was Epstein files, they need to just take a chill pill because it was ridiculous. Global warming is the biggest conspiracy this world has ever known. I agree because they make a lot of money off of it. Philadelphia Eagles fan, that's probably why he killed her. Oh my God. Oh, too soon. And her loving husband. Yeah. All right. Where are we here? Oh, okay. I'm going to show you this. All right. So Billie Eilish. All right. Billie Eilish is in deep shit, right? She at the Grammys, here she is making sure that she puts her political statement about ICE out there. And she says, nobody is illegal on stolen land. Well, the Tongva tribe, who the tribe has lived in Los Angeles, or that was their tribal land. They had something to say about it. The Native American tribe claiming that Billie Eilish's mansion, a multi-million-dollar property, is in the Los Angeles area, is situated on their ancestral land. They're known as the Tongva tribe or the Gabrielino Tongva. This stems from backlash following the Grammy's acceptance speech, where she stated no one is illegal on stolen land while criticizing ICE. A spokesperson for the Tongva, the indigenous people historically tied to the greater Los Angeles Basin, confirmed to multiple outlets, including the Daily Mail and others, that her home sits on their ancestral territory. They noted that Eilish had not contacted the tribe directly about the property and expressed hope that future references to stolen land would explicitly name the Tongva to accurately reflect the region's indigenous history. The Tongva are not federally recognized, but they are widely acknowledged as the original inhabitants of the LA Basin area. So social media has been eating Eilish up about this. I mean, could you imagine an ill-informed artist making a political statement that gets her in hot water? How is that even possible? Boy, oh boy, we are living in some upside down world. Don't worry, the tribe will take Billie Eilish's home, which is on stolen land, and turn it into a casino. The world's gone crazy. Yeah. Oh my God. It's sad that so many of these fake memes with Trump and young girls will carry on for eternity and cast shadow on his memory and legacy. Absolutely. But that's what happens when you run for office, especially in this day and age. Listen, I will never work for a political person again, ever. Not that I want to, but I never will, because they clipped up a video and they made me into a Nazi. So, that's what happens when you run for office. Oh my God, I wrote this before you put this up. Psychic. Yeah, right, exactly. No border, Billy, no stolen land. Give your house up to illegals on tribes. You're on their land. Yes, indeed. Global warming seems to have gone south. We can call it global freezing. Yeah, that's true. That is true. These celebs all read scripts not knowing any facts. Well, why should they? First of all, they're high. All of them are freaking high all the time. All the time. Okay, I'm going to share my screen one last time tonight. Because it's just better that way. Let's see, screen share, because I want to show you. Did everybody read Vogue? Gavin Newsom is setting his own rules by Meyer Singer. Let me tell you something. This article, look at the picture. This article reads like a Harlequin romance. Let's get this out of the way. He is embarrassingly handsome. His hair. Oh, wait, maybe I shouldn't share screen. Maybe what I should do is I should do this, okay, so that you can see him. So that you can look at him while I read this. Let's get this out of the way. He is embarrassingly handsome. His hair seasoned with silver, at ease with his own eminence as he delivers his final State of the State address. His tone is temperate, but the words echo through the state capitol's assembly chamber, the august backdrop of his speech. Let me see. It must drive Trump nuts. Newsom, lithe, ardent, energetic, a glimmer of optimism in his eye, Kennedy-esque. Add to that his stunning wife and 4 adorable kids, and the executive strut of a self-made millionaire who has spent the past 7 years at the helm of a state big, complex, and rich enough to be a nation of its own. Then there's the stuff Newsom has been doing, forcing the president to backtrack on deploying the National Guard to Los Angeles, parrying the GOP Texas redistricting coup with Prop 50, the recently passed ballot measure that could flip up to 5 of California's House seats to the Democrats. Those tweets, or whatever they're called now, Fox hates that I am America's most favorite governor, ratings king, saving America, while Trump can't even conquer the big stairs on Air Force One anymore. Thank you for your attention to this matter. GCN. Yep. If you can stomach it, read it. It is on my Facebook page, the link to Vogue. If that were, let's Yeah, let's see. Wait. I just threw up. I could care less about global warming or global cooling, and it's just for debate purposes, which cause people to argue their view. Time after time, a catastrophe happens right after the debate coincidentally happens, in my opinion. It's to get more money to people that are, that they're friends with. That's what it's for. But anyway, if you could stomach it, read Vogue's. Hi, Amal. Thanks for commenting. He's gross. If a man wrote about Kristi Noem like that, we would be screaming objectification. So these awfuls are, they are so starved for a man that they don't even know that he's really not one. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Gavin is full of himself. Gavin is just, he's vapid. He's an empty suit. He looks good, and that's why he's where he is. But he speaks like Kamala. He's got nothing between the ears. Nothing. He might as well be a singer at the Grammy Awards. All right, I'm over again. I'm leaving now. You will all go back to what you were doing. I'll see you tomorrow at 8:00. And thank you all so very much for joining me. Love having you. Love chatting. Let's see what else happens. Okay.